Hello, welcome to Mahr's Product of the Month webinar. Today we're talking about the 40 EWRi-L, the Micromar digital micrometer with sliding spindle. I'm George Schutz, your presenter. I'm the Director of Precision Gauges at Mahr Incorporated, Providence, Rhode Island. As we go through the webinar today, if you have any questions during the presentation, use the chat feature and I will respond to your questions after the webinar by email. In today's webinar, we're going to learn about the Micromar 40 EWRi-L micrometer, what it is, what some of the features are, why you need it, some technical data. We'll go look at some accessories and applications and refresh ourselves about why this is the product of the month from Mahr. Mahr offers a full suite of hand tools, from digital calipers, digital depth gauges, digital indicators, and digital micrometers. All of them are modern looking and feature packed. They're high quality and meant to be used out on the shop floor. Prices are very competitive and often lower than some of the major competitors. We're also the leader in low cost and transparent wireless data transfer. In fact, I think we offer and have the most cost efficient receiver when combined with our free MarCom wireless integration software. Now, why is data collection and integrated wireless products important? Well, this is a very fast growing area for customers as they continue to realize the importance of data collection, which can be used for documentation, process control, process improvement, and something new, gauge tracking. And this is something that Mahr is incorporated as we're adding the serial number identification and bidirectional communication for our gauging, specifically starting with the 40 EWR line of micrometers. So this allows for further documentation, and we'll talk about that in a little while. So now data transfer is practically transparent to the operator. There's no add-on modules. It becomes part of the normal measuring routine. And because it's part of the gauge itself, there's only a single one battery to replace, which gives you a long battery operation. So it's much lower cost than the competitive add-on products. And of course, wireless devices make measuring more convenient. So we were the first to integrate wireless data transmission into our products. And of course, the advantages of that are there's no cable clutter, single battery, there's no expensive add-on modules, no expensive receiver, so the data collection is really transparent to the user. Now, like I said, Mahr has a complete line of hand tools for data collection or for measurement, with a family of digital calipers, specialty calipers, digital depth gauges. We have a full range of digital indicators, and we recently introduced some high resolution digital indicators that basically approach the performance of some basic bench amplifiers. But today's focus is going to be on digital micrometers, where we have a full line here of standard micrometers with and without output, wired and wireless versions, and specialty micrometers. So let's take a look at the Micromar 40 EWR. And this is a quick snapshot of some of the products we have in this area. And the one with the star is the one we're going to focus on today, which is the one that's in the Product of the Month promotion, the 40 EWRi-L. It's an integrated wireless micrometer with some interesting features that makes it very easy for our customers to use. Now, if we look at the 40 EWR line, these come in various ranges, which is product dependent, from 0 to 1 to 0 to 8 inches, and they all have resolutions of 50 millionth or 1 micron. And you can see there's the standard version, and there's also the 40 EWRi-L, which is the one on the bottom here. So there's wired versions, wireless versions, standard drive, and our quick drive version in the L version here. All these micrometers have some very standard and important features. As you can look at this, you can see this is really a modern looking micrometer. It has a very high contrast and large digital display. It has a stainless steel spindle, which is hardened throughout and ground, and the anvil on the spindle is carbide tipped. It has a ratchet, which is integrated into the thimble to ensure that the gauging pressure is the same for each measurement. The frame is lacquered and heat insulated to keep it from changing when being used in your hand. We offer wired and integrated wireless version, and it has an approximate 2-year battery life. And all the EWR versions are IP65 rated, which means they're resistant to water and dust penetration. Standard functions with this line of products is we have a reset button to set the display to 0 or to a known value. The display has an ABS value, so it can be set to 0 without losing the reference origin. So these are all reference products, so you don't have to 0 it every time you turn it on. When it turns off, it remembers where the absolute 0 is, and it remembers that when you turn it on, and now you can begin measuring without having to bring the contacts together and resetting that. All these are inch and metric switchable. They have a lock function so that you can prevent operators from re-zeroing or doing other functions. And again, this is something that you can do on the unit, and we're going to talk about how we can do this through software. All these products have tolerances and warning limits, so now that you can set tolerances in there and get flashing indicators of when the product is out of tolerance as you make a measurement. We have a unique hold feature so that if the operator can't see the measurement while he's making it on the machine, they can press the hold button. It will hold that value. Now you can remove the micrometer and view what it is. And so it makes it a lot easier to use in some unique applications. We have a data transmit button, so to send data either through a cable or wirelessly. And now, starting with the 40 EWR, we have a bi-directional data interface, and this can be wired or through our wireless connector. So you have the options for setting it up remotely. You can download the tolerances. You can do your individual lock functions. All this is done with the MarCom free software which we offer. But let's talk about the difference for the 40 EWRi-L, which is the one in the product of the month this year. So you can see this is a integrated wireless micrometer, IP65, has the absolute value, lock value, tolerances, and reference, but the addition of our quick drive feature and the sliding spindle. Now, why are these important? Let's talk about the quick drive for a minute. Now, most micrometers are shown on the left there have a rotating spindle. And with each rotation, you typically move the spindle about 20 thousandths of an inch. With the quick drive, the 40 EWRi-L, we have a spindle where with one rotation, you get 0.2 inches of travel. So it moves a lot further with each rotation of the spindle. And unlike the rotating spindle, the spindle slides, it doesn't rotate. So now we can move the spindle a lot faster. So you think about applications where you're using one micrometer to measure multiple diameters on a shaft that's being turned, for example. So imagine going from these various sizes, from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 with a standard micrometer. That's a lot of rotating the spindle to get to those various sizes. But now with using the quick drive function, you can get to those different sizes 10 times faster. So you're more productive, you're doing it faster, it's easy for the operator to use, and it makes the measurement of multiple diameters a lot faster and a lot easier. Now, size is also important of the 40 EWRi-L. You can see our version compared to the Mitsutaya and the Silvac outlines here. So we're the most compact micrometer of this style. So that gives you the best ergonomics for easy one-hand operation. And you can see the display is the largest in this class also. So it's easy to read even under poor lit conditions. That display really stands out and makes it an easy to use micrometer. The other big feature about the sliding spindle in the 40 EWRi is that it allows the spindle to move in and out without rotating, so it's good for a lot of different applications. Now, for example, here we're showing that we're using thread wires. So now we can measure threads and so forth and not have to have with a rotating spindle, you just wouldn't be able to do that because those wires would be turning and you couldn't get them to line up with the thread, so it would be impossible to do that. And because you don't have a rotating spindle, if you're measuring a film or a very sensitive surface on your part, that rotating spindle could damage or grab that thin film and try and twist it and compress it and so forth. With a non-rotating sliding spindle, you're going to go face to face, straight on, and not have those issues. So now because of that, we can take this 40 EWRi-L and use it in different applications. Now we sell the V version here, which employs measuring anvil, interchangeable measuring anvils. So you have pins and flats and threaded contacts so that you can measure thread flanks and other applications where a non-rotating spindle is important. Another variation is the S version, which is a version that has a blade type anvil for now. So now you can see that you can measure things like grooves and parts with the same type of non-rotating sliding spindle. So we can use this in lots of different applications. And then, of course, you can have the version that has a wired output. So now we can use our standard Mahr connect cables, employing the rapid drive, the non-rotating anvil, and the output. And you can have all the same features, but for those who want a wired application, it's available. Now, it's important to know that with the 40 EWRi, this is an integrated wireless version, and it can be used with our free MarCom professional software. This is software that can be downloaded from the Mahr, Mahr.com website, and you can instantaneously begin collecting data. And this MarCom software allows us to do lots of different things. It allows us to take the 40 EWRi-L micrometer or any of our wireless products. We have ability to add cabled products, and all those things can be used and downloaded through MarCom to various different ways of storing data into Microsoft Office type products like Excel or Word, through some CAD programs or to collect SPC data, any Windows software, and we also have the ability to go into third-party software, which are virtual COM ports, so that if you're using existing data collection tools now, we can interface to that also. And like I said, we have two-way communication now with either with a cable or through our wireless version. We can transfer data back and forth from the product, collecting data, or sending information to the micrometer for its setup parameters. And also what's unique and important features of our micrometers is that the new connector allows us to power the unit, so you don't have to use the battery in the micrometer, and virtually it becomes a battery-free product. And this new protocol of two-way communication not only allows us to do remote control of the instrument via the interface, locking the functions, but what we're doing now is providing the ability to have a unique identification or serial number of the product. So now that we can do some unique things that are important to data collection. So as you can see in our setup screen now, we have a part number of the micrometer that's being used and a unique serial number. And you can choose that through various setup parameters here to transfer that information along with the data to your Excel or your third-party software. Now, why is that important? Well, we're kind of completing the whole loop now as our part of our data collection. So not only would we know the dimension of the measurement that we've made, we can identify which gauge did it at what time, and specifically by the serial number, and all of that goes into the SPC software. So if there's any complaints about the part being measured, we know not only when the part was measured, but which instrument did that measurement. And now if you know which instrument did that, you can go back to your calibration routines and understand if the calibration was still valid and so on. So now we've really tied together the collection of data by this unique function, something that MarCom and our wireless products offer. And with the new interface, we can also do, like I said, have two-way communication. So we can, different lock functions we can do remotely. We can set up the tolerances with the MarCom software and download that to the products. All of that is done either through the cable, wirelessly, or we can provide that software to the third-party users. And as part of setup, we can decide which of the data to send to the Excel sheet, for example. The serial number, the part number, the data, the time, all that can become part of the Excel file where we're collecting data to now. Another big feature about MarCom Professional and the new versions that we have is that we have a undo data transfer. So if the operator accidentally made a wrong measurement, he thinks, or doesn't feel that last measurement was right, you can undo it and retake the measurement. So with all the features that are in part of the Micromar 40 EWRi-L, the rapid drive, the sliding spindle, the modern look, the wireless interface, the ability to do data collection with tolerances, the reference and so forth, this makes it a very powerful product, and it's a good addition to have as our product of the month. So if you order the product, you get it at the special price. It comes with a free Mahr mug so that you can enjoy your coffee while you're using the micrometer, and it's a great deal, and we should be taking advantage of this product of the month. So in summary today, we've discussed the 40 EWRi-L, what it is, its features, accessories, and how we can use it in different applications. I think it's a great choice to be used at the point of manufacture because of all these abilities, and it was really designed to be used out on the shop floor. And at the special pricing with the product of the month, it's really, truly a great value. So remember, if you have any questions, don't forget to use the chat feature, send them in, and I'll answer them for you. So continuing on, why Mahr? Mahr has a great product range of industrial metrology type products. Mahr is open. We're here to support you. We have the application competence to support you in any of your questions. Our wireless hand tool portfolio will help you reach Industry 4.0 especially with the new additions we've added to the 40 EWRi with its two-way communication, easy to use, documentation of the serial number. Those are all features that are becoming more and more important to your customers. We have some good promotion prices on this to help you achieve the best value. And after the seminar, we're going to send you a link to the recording of this, and we'll send you a PDF of the product of the month data sheet. So thank you for your attention. It's been a pleasure talking about the product of the month, and I will answer any of those questions that you might have sent in. Thank you again.